Hey, what's going on, Rockstars? Welcome into the channel. Filming this on Thursday, May the 8th, 2025. And boy, do we have a surprise for you guys and a great video today. We're gonna talk about bait and switch pricing and scams that happen on everyday consumers and shoppers all over the internet from tons of companies that you use on a daily basis or weekly or monthly basis all the time. Things like Airbnb, UPS, U-Haul, hotels, flights, you name it. It's a crazy scam that is happening and lots of people are getting taken by this on an everyday basis. But before we get started, two announcements for you guys. One, you know that we have a 7-month-old Old English sheepdog. He is over there in the corner. Milo, you can probably, here he comes. But we recently, and by recently I mean yesterday, decided that Milo needed a big brother, a friend, somebody to entertain him while I film videos, and we decided to adopt another dog from a rescue. It's called a Runaway Rescue in Newport Richey, Florida, here in Pasco County. They do an awesome job. Please go check them out. I'll link their rescue down below if you're local and want to rescue a pet, or if you just want to donate to them, feel free to do so. But when we do things, we tend to do them a little bit bigger than other people. And in this case, it is no exception. Kobe, come. We have adopted a 1.5-year-old. Come here, buddy. Kobe, come. Kobe, come. 1.5-year-old Saint Bernard. He's a puppy, but not really, but he is, named Kobe. And he is over 100 pounds and he is a strong monster. Let me see if I can show him to you a little bit better. There he is. This is Kobe. Welcome to the family, Kobe. These two are getting along. I can't fight him. It's a losing battle. These two are getting along just wonderfully, but they are horses and they are running all over the house like madmen. And it's exactly what we wanted for Milo here. He doesn't realize just how big and strong that Kobe is at over 100 pounds and a Saint Bernard, but he is absolutely gorgeous. Kobe, come. And he knows quite a bit of training. He's potty trained. Again, he's a little over a year, almost a year and a half old. Hi, buddy. And yeah, you can see it. He is, you can't fight this guy. He's as big as they come. Hi, buddy. And he is such a good boy. Very friendly. I mean, St. Bernard's known for being friendly, of course. With his little, he's missing his little hot chocolate, little, thermos around his neck. We'll get him one. But yeah, these two are being crazy men all over the house, playing with toys, getting along, and hi, buddy. That's it. That's the announcement there to start the video, is that we now have 2 dogs, a house full of monsters and horses running the farm around here. So say hello to Kobe. He'll be in more videos like Milo. Second announcement, also, if you didn't see it, we do have a podcast, non-reseller related. It's called the Never Offended Podcast. Obviously, if you're offended by things, don't go check it out, but I'll link it below. We'd love to have you over on it. We are pushing hard, and we have a ton of viewers, ton of subscribers already, so we're happy and thankful for that. And that's the opening to this video. Now, let's jump into today's scam video. Scams that you get taken advantage of nearly on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis if you use any kind of companies like rentals, VRBOs, Airbnbs, U-Hauls, hotels like in Vegas, all these sort of things, airfare. Basically, it's called bait and switch pricing. And so what happens is, and put your hand up, comment it down below if you've ever been a victim of this or you ever think that you have or that you've experienced this. You go to a hotel's website, we'll take Vegas since I was just there recently, for example, and you find a hotel that's $100 a night, right? Like you're gonna stay at Binion's for $100 a night, the Golden Nugget, $100 a night, right? Excuse me, guys, this is gonna be hard to film with these two bouncing around. And essentially, the $100 a night price, you're like, okay, well, maybe there's 8% tax and I'm gonna pay $108, right? And that's gonna be my hotel in Vegas, 108 bucks a night, and I'm gonna get it for 2 nights, and it's $216. But wait, there's more. Of course, that's not how it works though, right? Vegas loves to put up advertisements and other companies love to put up advertisements. $100 a night, stay in Vegas, $100 a night. But there's actually a resort fee. If you've never been to Vegas, they charge like $35 a night every single night as a resort fee. A lot of other places are doing it too. They do it in Miami, they do it in LA. I've seen it in a lot of places that I've gone and stayed. And so your hotel stay is actually now $135, not $100. And we gotta add tax to all of that. But then they do things like, oh, do you wanna add minibar access? Or do you wanna add this? Or is there a cleaning fee? So we see this on Airbnbs where they're like, oh, well, it's $100 a night for your Airbnb beach rental, but we're gonna add on an extra $25 a night cleaning fee and an extra $25 for the service fee, and you're paying $150 plus tax, and now you're paying, you know, $165 with tax when you thought you were paying $100 plus maybe $5 to $10 in tax. And that's how they get you. You ever seen the U-Haul trucks that are on the side of the road or on the little U-Haul routes, and they're $19.95, rent this truck locally, $19.95, but then you gotta pay gas, you gotta pay mileage, you gotta pay cleaning fee, you gotta pay all these different expenses that aren't advertised. All they want you to see is that $19.95, and it pulls people in, and by the time you're finished clicking all of these buttons, you essentially are screwed because you are like, I've gone through the whole process and now I'm just gonna go ahead and pay it, and that's the way it goes. And people are getting not ripped off necessarily, but just taken for a ride on all these extra fees and charges. We all see it all the time. Interesting video. I want you guys to see this clip. Let's check this out. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Take a look at this.
How much does it cost to rent a U-Haul? Just $19.95 a day, right? Well, kinda. Many of their trucks have a $19.95 price tag printed on the side of the vehicle. And it's partially true. Let me break it down for you. The $20 per day rate applies to in-town rentals, meaning local moves only, and it only applies to their 3 smallest vehicles: the van, the pickup truck, and the 10-foot moving truck. Larger vehicles go up to $39.95 for the day. That's still a pretty sweet price.
Yeah, but you won't see that on the side of the trucks, right? It's only the $19.95 because that's what they're trying to bait and switch on the pricing.
But that's just the flat rental fee. It doesn't account for other costs like insurance, fuel, environmental fees, taxes, potential costs for cleaning, tolls, parking, damage, and finally,
mileage.
Altogether, a very bare bones local U-Haul rental starts around $50 before mileage and gas fees are added on. But the price will go up. For gasoline fees, you need to refuel the truck before returning it. If the gasoline gauge is lower than the refill line, U-Haul will charge you for the cost of the gas plus a convenience fee. Their insurance...
Yeah, usually the gas, like if you ever read those contracts, like if gas is $3.50 a gallon, they'll charge you like $7 a gallon. They'll double it if they have to fill it up. I was at a BMW rental one time, and it said like gas at that time was like $4 a gallon because they put premium or whatever, and it said if you don't fill up the gas tank back to where it was, they charge $9.95 a gallon. I was like, are you kidding? Like legit. They tried to charge me one time on it, and I was like right at the line. I was like, no, get out of here.
This is optional. It typically costs about $14 to $28 depending on the level of coverage you choose. Here's a major pro tip. We've done hundreds of thousands of moves, and it's recommended to purchase at least the damage waiver and supplemental liability insurance, at minimum. Those are included with the Safe Move Pro plan for $28. I know it's an extra cost, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I don't think the insurance is a good idea on U-Hauls because typically speaking, your car insurance should cover you driving a rental vehicle. Double check your policy, but anytime I've ever done a U-Haul, I don't buy the extra insurance because my car insurance is going to cover it anyways, and if you're in an accident and U-Haul has to report this, you're going to be screwed anyhow. So there's no point in wasting money on the insurance for that. I got to disagree on that one.
If you return the truck with a mess inside, you may also be charged a $25 cleaning fee. It'll also cost extra to rent moving equipment through the U-Haul store, like boxes, padlocks, or furniture pads. But we linked some affordable options below for you. And lastly, there are costs for the mileage you drive, which can vary greatly depending on location and date. You can check out our other video to find out how much you'll end up paying in mileage fees with your U-Haul truck.
Yeah, the mileage fees can be anywhere from like 50 cents a mile. I've seen it as high up to like 99 cents a mile. So if you're just going around town like 10 miles each way, 20 miles, you might only spend 10, 15 bucks. But we have driven U-Haul trucks literally across the country, like from up north all the way down here. We've done it a couple times, one with an employee and one time that I did it, and it was like $1,000 for the mileage because we drove like literally 1,000 to 1,500 miles. So just keep that in mind depending on how far you're going. That's one of the bait and switches though. So the other thing that I did for you guys was I put together a price estimate from like a Airbnb, and I want to show you just how much it shoots up in price after you click on the opening thing that says like, you know, $100 or $125 a night, and you're thinking, oh, we're going, $100 a night, 4 nights, it's $400 plus some tip or plus some tax, $420, $430, and it ends up being like $700 or $800. I think the one that most young people are gonna sympathize with the most is like Uber Eats, where you order a $10 burger and then it ends up being like $32 because they have a service fee, a delivery fee, a tax, a tip, right? So all these advertisements are literally just bait and switches to get people in the door, because if they told you right off the top that it was gonna be $30 for a burger, you probably wouldn't even click, right? But you're like, oh, $10, okay. And then once you've clicked through the entire screen and you got to the final price, you're like, oh my God, $32. But what do? You click buy it anyways, right? So that's how they get you. It's like marketing 101. And in fact, Airbnb has been sued for this, for deceiving people out of not telling them, like saying $100 a night, and then it ends up being, the resort fee, the cleaning fee, the service fee that goes to Airbnb, the taxes, and people end up spending $250 a night and getting, a huge bill. They were sued for that and actually had to settle, I believe, and pay off a bunch of people and change the way that they advertised, like where it would say 100 per night plus fee. They had to put all that on the main page so people wouldn't be like surprised, sticker shock. Let me show you an example of one of those Airbnbs. On the Airbnb site, and if you see in this middle, I just did a search for Siesta Key, Florida, something not far from me. And this says a home in Sarasota, which is the closest city to Siesta Key. And you see it says $1,017 for 3 nights, right? And it's like a 20-minute drive from me. $1,017 for 3 nights. So if you open that up, that is actually what it costs, $116.79 they round up, plus tax, right? There's always a plus tax, so it's $1,132. But what they used to do, and I'm going to show you, look at the price breakdown. See how it says 3 nights, $891? That's what they used to show you, was the $891. Then there's the Airbnb service fee, which is the $125, which gets you up to that $1,016. Now, they used to also put in the cleaning fee, and I believe some of them still have cleaning fees, so that would be part of the breakdown as well. But they had to, because of that lawsuit and that settlement, they had to start putting the actual price on the main page here, right? Like this is a little home rental with a pool, $1,017. Before, they didn't used to do that. And it would pop up over here on this main map screen too, saying $891. And people were like getting to the next screen and going, oh my God, I thought I could spend $891. Now instead it's, $1,200, which is a significant bump up, but that's just the way that they work to draw people in, and now they have it on this main page because of that settlement. And so this story was written by Catherine Webster. The lawsuit was actually in 2021, and the judge approved it. They paid a $6 million fee, like it was a class action fee here. And essentially, this is what was happening between 2015 and 2019. They made them stop in 2021. A federal judge has approved a $6 million Airbnb settlement resolving claims that the company's service fees resulted in a higher price for guests than what was displayed during the first stage of browsing. And so that's that first stage, right? And then it said the lead plaintiff was author Lynn. I actually watched an interview with him back in October of 2017 that alleged that Airbnb regularly displayed one price while users were searching the vacation rental platform, then displayed and charged a higher price once they selected it, which is those 2 screens I just showed you. That's the main search screen, and then that's once you select the one that you want. Now, when you scroll down, the class action lawsuit claimed this practice of displaying 2 different prices violates Section 54 of the Competition Act, which is also part of the Deceptive Pricing Bait and Switch Act. The class includes individuals in Canada who used the Airbnb platform for the first time between 2015 and 2019. And under the terms, class members may receive a $45 non-cash convertible credit issued on Airbnb that can be redeemed within 24 months. They didn't even get paid cash. They only got a credit of $45. Pretty lame, but it was just a punishment to Airbnb, right? That's almost like a slap on the wrist for them. Half the people probably didn't even use it, and it had to be used in 24 months. A notice regarding this case was previously sent to class members informing them of the option to opt out of it. 14 people opted out, and they should be receiving their notices momentarily, so pretty quickly. So then they also, in this one here in Australia, had to pay $30 million for misleadingly charging Australians in US dollars. So that was about the conversion rate. So that was another thing that they did. Here was another one. This one was Airbnb to pay $15 million in penalties for misleading consumers. That was again in Ireland. So they were doing this in almost every single country, like literally Canada, Australia, Ireland, the United States, just not being transparent with their pricing and what, dollars it was. And so now they have to do that. And so now when you get on Airbnb, you're very, very clear. I'm clear that this house for 3 nights is $1,017. So it's right around $340, $350 a night. And then I know that I have to pay tax on it. And as soon as I click on it, it shows me the tax amount and the entire total out the door price, $1,132.62. And I think that you should have done that anyways, because people get mad about getting upcharged prices and then don't want to do on something this expensive. They just cancel, right? They'll cancel and go out. Versus if you just tell people like this is the price, then I know I'm like, okay, that's what I can afford. So pretty crazy about the deceptive pricing. What do you guys think about that? U-Haul, Airbnb, they do it on Vegas hotels. Now Vegas hotels are actually doing this same display that you see on Airbnb because they used to not put that that resort fee in and all that stuff. So a lot of companies guilty of doing it, but they're now all being forced into doing it the correct way, the way they should have been doing it for the last 5 to 10 years. So let me know your thoughts. Leave it down in the comment section below. And let me know your thoughts on the podcast. If you want to drop a comment about that, it'll be linked below. Never Offended Podcast. Please go check it out. Super important that you subscribe to that podcast. If you do go watch it, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And let me know what you think about the front of the beginning of the video and our new permanent house guest and Milo's new brother, Kobe. He is wandering right there. As always, thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys real soon.